Yo, 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 what's going on? This is another dumbass podcast. It's your boy Germ Life checking in. And we got here my co-host.
29.
And we about to get into we gonna be serious today. I'm feeling real mobbish. Buffalo won today. I'm feeling real mobbish. Boy, you a hater, boy. This is what I go through in my life.
Fuck Buffalo. And fuck Thanksgiving, too.
I bet you what the score was. How about that? Yeah. And we ain't got the Thanksgiving yet, so don't talk about that. But anyway, I got a special guest for y'all today. One of my homeboys from Columbia High, man. We've been kicking it for a long time. And the things that he doing now is not even a surprise because he always had this demeanor all his life. Just a businessman demeanor. You know what I mean? And I personally know him from going through regular just street stuff at school. You know what I mean? And it's amazing how people can turn out to be who they are. So what you got on your day? What you got on your
Man, why we
mind
can't
right
talk about Thanksgiving?
Go ahead.
Because Thanksgiving is coming up and a lot of people celebrating it.
True.
And it is what it is.
I mean, you don't want no turkey?
Fuck no, I don't want no motherfucking turkey. Do I look like a turkey eating ass nigga to you?
Oh, God. I'm just saying, man. Some stuffing or something. Okay, what is your reason for like not liking Thanksgiving?
I don't like Thanksgiving because we get to celebrating something we don't have any understanding about.
Okay.
And it's like that with everything. We have no understanding of the stuff that we keep giving our energy to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you taking your energy and you giving it to something else, what is you leaving for yourself?
True. So what kind of energy we should be applying around this time, you should say? What would be the changing factor?
I believe you need to take that energy and put it into something that you create. Create your own shit and say that that's what that is.
Okay, so...
And put energy into that. Then when you put energy into that, you're not taking your energy to put into something else. You putting it into your shit.
Yeah. I mean, I always told people, man, I know ain't no way in hell I'm from Africa because I work with real Africans.
You look like you from Africa.
I might have African distinction, but I know, honestly, when I be around them,
African people?
Yeah. Like, I bet you better not call one of them black. They ain't gonna say they black. They either Nigerian or wherever they from over there in Africa. They go by that where they from.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like black people. Black people don't even understand what black is. Nigerian, you ask somebody what Nigerian is.
A Nigerian, and they
gonna give you the rundown of this, that, the third,
yep,
X, Y, and Z. Black people, man, where you from?
Yeah, that's why I said I think it's just been a whole. This is a lot to talk about when it comes to that, because like I always felt like I was from here. I ain't never been there, no Africa, and if I got to get a whole passport to go there, then that means that I ain't never been there.
You from South Carolina?
Yeah, talk about this is where the slave shit's been at. Where is one? I ain't seen one yet.
All right, so we don't want to hear about that shit.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the movies. I don't support none of that kind of slave movie, none of that, because I ain't never seen the shit. I ain't never seen none of that. I seen everything in a history place that we used to go to, the museums. You see all the history there.
The one downtown?
Yeah, I went to a couple of them though. But
which ones you been to?
I've been to one in Virginia one time on a school trip. Only time I've been to them was in elementary school. That's the only time I can go to trips. I was a little bit good then. After that, it was like, man, you can't go.
That's why you drove trucks, huh?
Yeah. I like to be alone sometimes. I think to
You
myself.
just want to go places.
And go places, do different things, and meet different, different experiences, because that plays a part in your life, and that brings you to awareness of different things that you might have had bad habits that you didn't know until you went and seeing how other people was living. Because you're pretty diverse across the world.
I'm internationally known.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why we match up so good. You have to be known somewhere.
Player
boys.
boys.
Man. But yeah. Another thing is about the holidays. Why people go so crazy to be shopping? What's the whole excitement about that? I know everything coming up to Christmas, but what is really the actual reason that we get up and do this major shopping, and come January the 31st, none of that stuff you bought 25th that y'all gave out on 25th, y'all ain't even using it anymore.
I don't do any holidays. Like, and then shopping, spending money. You shop and spend money. You should at least be trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you make enough money, then it's not gonna really matter what you shop and spend your money on, because you got enough money to do whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah, that's right.
So, holiday shopping is cool. I guess you can get some discounts on some assets that you might buy. Matter of fact, we're gonna bring the asset man in here in a bit, and we're gonna talk about different ways to spend holiday money that can benefit you,
right,
on some real life shit,
right.
Not none of that goofy shit.
Yeah,
a lot of motherfuckers be around here doing.
Yeah, not a belt, man. Not a Gucci belt. And not no Gucci shoes.
I want some Gucci slippers.
Well, go buy the Gucci stock.
Gucci flip flop.
If you're gonna wear it, you might as well buy it.
It makes sense, huh?
And that's what my homeboy talk about a lot, because he real good with investing in things of that nature. So we about to get ready to bring him in. My homeboy Todd Simmons.
Todd Simmons. Come on in, Todd Simmons.
What up, bro?
Yeah.
Good?
How you doing?
Good, brother.
Pleasure to meet you.
Everything good?
Yeah, you already know.
All right,
bro.
cool. All right.
So, bruh,
What's up with it?
go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them where you started and where you finishing that up now on your career.
All right, cool. I ain't finished yet, bro.
I know. Where you at right
yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. My name is Todd Simon. I'm the regional manager with Legacy Home Loans. Born and raised, man. Native of Columbia, South Carolina, Riverside. Grew up in Greenview. I'm a father and a husband. Girl dad. Got 3 daughters. I've been in the finance industry, man, 21 years this month.
21.
Yeah, so I've been doing this
Real
21.
years.
21 years.
Since the
21
bank,
real,
since the
baby.
bank.
Yeah. No plan, bro. Through the crashes, through all of that. 20 years,
He
21
probably
years
did one
in
of my
this thing.
first bank accounts, I think. Wasn't that Wachovia?
Wachovia.
I mean, not, Wells Fargo. I mean,
Yeah, Wells
he
Fargo,
did one of my first bank
Bank of
accounts.
America.
Yeah.
Small business banker, so understanding how to leverage equity and assets in order to build your businesses. Currently right now I'm with Legacy Home Loans, which is the largest black-owned mortgage company. I'm the regional manager over the Southeast. So really, our goal right now is to help people build wealth, sustainable wealth through home ownership. Right. I feel that's probably one of the biggest things that we're missing in our community is having real dialogue in and around how to actually, become homeowners. And once you do get the home, how can you leverage the equity in order to make it
proper?
Yeah, in order to have freedom, really. So when you're talking about wealth, it's not always about the dollar amount. It's about being able to have the freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Okay.
To me, you know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you this, because I always heard this far as businessmen go, like real uppity businessmen that I know, like my homeboy Felix. He's from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he always told me about is the property that you buy, you don't stay in, and you rent where you stay.
Mm-hmm.
Now elaborate on that for me.
Well, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it really depends on what kind of strategy you got. So what might have worked for your man Felix may not work for you.
Right.
Because that may not be
Depends
your goal.
on the industry, right?
Yeah.
Your industry as far as your personal life.
Correct. I mean, you know, so when I'm talking to anybody about anything that has to do with business or finance or credit or anything along those lines, I always try to understand what's the strategy, you know? So, you know, once we can understand what the strategy and the end goal is, now we can make sure we put a plan in place to accomplish it. Period. Okay, so like so back to answer that question, what you were saying with your man Felix, it sound like he bought the property, he rented that out, and then he just rent where he stay.
Mm-hmm.
So
probably like a couple of properties.
Correct. So really, if you really kind of like break that down, it's really the equivalent of having an asset that then pays for how you live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it's a situation like that, then that can possibly work as long as the rent or the residual income that you're getting from that is enough to handle what you need to handle.
Right.
But if you just doing it just because the concept sound dope, and you still broke, struggling, trying to pay for both of them, then you hustling backwards. That makes sense?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So I mean, the strategy sound dope. I love it. You know, having an asset or a house or something like that actually pays for your rent, pays for your lifestyle, pay for your car, the foreign or whatever it is that you're trying to drive.
Right.
Cool. If it worked that way. But if it don't work that way, then you might have to reassess what the hell you doing?
Yeah, no, he's on some old really rich nigga shit, so he's way out of our category. It was just something that he had broke down to me, and it sparked my interest. That's why I wanted to ask you as far as how that works. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was like when it comes to renting, you know, I hear horror stories about it sometimes with certain people.
Correct.
But you know, it depends on how many properties they have too.
Agreed.
So that's why that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, as far as that aspect of you trying to make an income off of it.
Well, I think one of the things that's important too, bro, is if you're gonna rent out any property or I don't care what it is, if it's a house, it can be a car. You know, a lot of people get money on Turo, stuff like that right now.
Right.
You got to vet out who you dealing with. Ain't no different than any other rule of where we come from.
Right.
Same rules apply.
Right.
You know, what I think happens is sometimes we act like it's a whole different set of rules on that side of the fence. It's not. You got to take them same lessons that helped us, you know, live and survive. Extract the same lessons, and take it where you going. Whether it's corporate America, I don't give a damn where it is. You got to take it with you,
right?
Because that's what make you, right? So if we talking about some rent, right? You vet out who you got staying in the spot. You know.
So how does that come how does that work when it comes to like HUD homes and like housing and stuff? How does that work then? Because you really don't vet them out then, do you?
Well, it depends. Like, so if you gonna give it over to HUD, then it's their responsibility to vet that out because you just getting a check from the government at that point.
And clarify what vet out means for people who might not understand what vet out means.
Dope. So really, when I say vet, I mean verify. So check out who it is that you allowing to be in stuff that you own. So, you know, it ain't no different than, you know, if you rent a car from Enterprise, they going to look at your driver's license. They going to check out certain things.
Make sure all your credentials.
They going to make sure your paperwork right. And that's all that is. So, you know, I mean.
So is getting with somebody like you one of the main factors with keeping that kind of stuff together?
Well, I don't do rental, right? So but I have so much experience in the industry. I can just have an intelligent conversation to help somebody get to where they're trying to go. My goal is I'm the person that helps people actually buy the asset.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not in it to help you rent it, but we can discuss strategy though.
Right.
Because I do have a lot of investor clients and things like that, and we just talk strategy on how to get to the paper. And so if you can make that make sense, then everything else will take care of itself. My whole thing is what I do with my company is I help people qualify to buy it.
Right.
So, I'm looking at your income, I'm looking at your credit, I'm looking at that stuff to actually help you buy the property. Now, once you have it, now it's up to you. Maybe we can have a follow-up conversation after you have it about some ways to leverage it in order to make the asset make money for you.
Now, what are some of the main things that people need to help qualify them in order to purchase the asset?
Okay. You gotta have a job. Right?
Better be doing some type of work.
You gotta have a job, dog.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the main thing. I have a job. J-O-B. That's the word. That's the word of the day.
But let's matter of fact, let's unpack that a little bit more, right? You gotta have a job
That's
where I can.
definitely number one.
You gotta have a job where I can verify the paper you make. Right? Because sometimes we have jobs and stuff is under the table, side hustles and things where we might get paid cash. Those type of things it makes it a little harder to verify.
Right.
So if there's a situation where you got a job and you getting pay stubs, give me 30 days of pay stubs, give me 2 months of your bank statements. Right. I need a copy of your driver's license, your social security card. At least in most cases, at least a 600 credit score. Right.
And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we good.
But kind of growing up in the way I did, surrounded by a lot of the people I was surrounded by, some of those things that you just named are difficult for people to obtain.
100%.
So I think these are like with what you're saying being the main factors with the details.
Right.
Going over the details and starting from something to do that, because you have to do something, and these are some of the things that you have to do.
100%, fam, 100%. And the biggest thing, right, is just start. Like we don't come from the best places, right?
Right.
So when we talk about black people, we grew up with bad habits, right?
Really bad habits.
Especially money habits, right? And so it's phases to it, right? It might be a situation where when we grew up with learning how to survive, right? So you learn survival mode.
Right.
So you learn tactics in order to be able to take $20 and make sure you eat for a week. You feel me? But once you talking about moving out of survival mode to thrive mode, that's where some of those bad habits can't come with you. So it's having conversations like this that allow us to just unpack it, really talk about the truth, and then put a plan in place to help you get there, period.
So what are the things for you personally that you did that you felt like you had to change to go from whatever it was you were doing to what you were doing now to make it work?
Dope question. Biggest thing was mindset. Right? Biggest thing was mindset, understanding that I could do it. Speaking the type of empowerment over my life. Right. We come from places where we don't see that. It's either the three types of people that I saw that were successful was sports, entertainment, and drug selling. You feel me? So in order, you might see somebody real fresh. They got the sneakers on. They got the polo on, the Izod when we was growing up or whatever, Levi's. Them boys selling dope.
And shit, them the first people that you can talk to on the streets. You ain't gonna talk to those basketball players or those football players or any of that.
Correct.
Those the people that you talk to.
Right.
Yeah. But they're still good people in a sense because of if you pay attention to their mindset of how they do the money.
Exactly.
Not so much of what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's dope too, man. I mean, one of the things is, you know, with my people, man, like, you know, it was what it was. I ain't gonna get too deep into talking about that, but it's verifiable, you know. And they kept me out of a lot of shit too. So it was certain things like, you know, like the other part of, like, when I look back on my personal journey, I'm more thankful for the people that sacrificed for me to be who I am today. Cause I was getting in trouble. It ain't like I didn't do the stuff that I saw my homeboys do, right? I did it.
Right.
You know,
all of us did it, yeah.
We did it. You feel me? But it was also people like my uncles and things like that that was like, nah, you can't, how much, what you got? Give it to me, I'ma just give you the money.
Right.
Cause you can't stand out there.
Right.
We need you to do this. Like, you different. Go do something different.
Right.
So it's more like about a lot of sacrifices, people along the way that kind of helped me become who I am today. You know, if I can just be honest, man.
The support system, I think that's like a real important thing with, especially now with the disconnection with everybody into like their phones.
Oh, man.
So it's important for everybody to play a part in everybody else support system, because we all got to support each other.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So look, this is what I wanted to ask you. Like, just like he said, when you start getting into elevating your business, elevating into your lifestyle, where did the deciphering of friends come? Like, and what I mean by that is like how to put them in certain categories of your life.
I just always made certain decisions, bro. You know, good or bad. I just own whatever the hell I did. So it wasn't no peer pressure. I ain't never really believed in no peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what I'm saying? If you got beef, then I do too. So you know, I come from that generation. I mean, you know, I'm a little older now, right? But but it was on site with certain things. So if my people got beef with these boys, then I got beef too. Yeah, that's just how we raised. We ride for each other, bro. Yeah. So let's not act like we so separated from that.
No.
You know what I mean?
But you know what I'm talking about for and now when we got bills to pay, we separated from that. Shit, I'm separated from that. Shit. But what I'm saying is this, you know, for your career path. Right. Now, you know, a lot of us, you know what we was doing. Shit, you couldn't be with us and you got on suits every day.
Facts, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, right? So,
but one thing you never did was never separated the love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you know how to stay yourself away. And that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like, certain people you have to do that to, but you still got love for them.
Absolutely.
But if they still into something that you ain't doing, man, we cool though.
Yeah, man. And you know, and that's really hard. When you're talking about friends, even family members. Yeah. Right? Cousins and people that you rock with, that you love. Right. You know, that you know love you. Right. Right? But at the end of the day, you know that there's certain places that you don't need to be. Right. Right? And so I can't front like it's a whole big blueprint. It's just decisions. Like, I can't do that because I gotta do this. Right. You know, and one of the things that helped me with that, bro, it was becoming a father too. You know, because I became what I didn't have. Like, I ain't have my father in my life. Right. So, you know, having daughters, it helped me understand, like, okay, well, a couple things. I gotta still be fresh. I gotta still drive and have rims or whatever it is that I want, so they ain't enticed by the dude that's pulling up that ain't talking about nothing, and they enticed by the flashy stuff. Right. So it made me get on my grind harder to be an example. Exactly. Also, I remember, you know, growing up, we had, you know, it was big homies that engaged. You know, the big homies gone now. So when I think about that part of it, I just try to be an example. Right.
You is the big homie now.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I couldn't. Hey, it happened one day. Somebody called me Unc one day. I was like, damn, when did I become Unc?
Oh, hey, bro. I tell them young boys, I say, bro, quit cock blocking here. You did that because you cock blocking, because you know what I mean? Don't call me no damn uncle. I don't know you. Shit.
And what you either gonna be uncle
I don't get that a lot though. I only get that from that
big
I
homie. You gonna be uncle, big homie.
I don't never get that outside of this side of town when I see somebody that know me from, you know, one of my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I done knew them since they was little. So they'll hit me with the bullshit like, nigga, you ain't nothing but, man, if you don't get out my face saying that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel offended. I ain't lying, shit. But at the same time, I look at it like, they will respect what I say to them, though.
But that's the difference.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got respect for me, and they ask me what I'm doing and how to get into it and all that. So I do take the value of that with dude being the big homie right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so really just to tie it back to the initial question you asked me, when it comes down to certain decisions, I always looked at it like you don't know who's watching you.
Right.
You don't know who's inspired by the moves that you make, good or bad.
Or who you can inspire
Or
to.
who you can inspire.
Yeah.
So just, you know, try to be the best person that you can be every day.
Right.
You know, and that's all I did, bro. So, you know, and then it gets easier once you get in the habit of just making that decision.
Right.
Because you won't be around the same stuff. So you will start not even getting called for that.
Right.
You follow me?
Definitely.
So once it's like, bro, I ain't pulling up to that. I ain't pulling up to that. I ain't pulling up to that. No. It got to the point where I ain't gonna even call Todd for that because I know he ain't pulling up. So I ain't even finna even hit him with that.
Exactly. Right. And if he
that ain't what he on.
If he a real homeboy, he respect that because he know that you ain't on that time.
Right.
And we still kick it when we on some regular time. But man, I ain't on that time, so don't call me for that. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
And you know, I'm blessed to have had the same homeboy since I moved over here.
Right.
So, you know, same homies since we was in 8th grade.
Right.
So, you know, they know. It's like, yeah, bro, like, we ain't even finna call Scoop over here for that. Like, bro, go home. Go to my nieces, bro. Like, it's finna get stupid over here. I need you to go.
Okay. So I got another question for you. Now, with all the people collectively that you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why we seem like we can't get 10 solid millionaires together, put something into play that can build.
Man,
that can start building a foundation like a Black Wall Street.
Right.
Just get it started. Why we can't seem to do that?
Honestly, bro, that's a great question, man. I was actually thinking about that earlier today. When I think about the Met, other places, other people in other places don't move like that. So if you go to the A, you know, you go to Texas, you go to Louisiana,
right,
you can actually get money with people.
And it's easy.
And it's easier. It's a little easier. What I think a lot of times that happens in the Met is people just cliquish. It's real cliquish. Right. So if you ain't rolling with their team, then it's not like it's not love. It's like my team is over here. That's how we move. And there's pockets of people that's doing something. And they solid people. They just doing something in their own lane, and it's my team. So I think we kind of come from a area where you got to put your head down so hard to grind just to make it up out of the places where we grew up from. Right. So you kind of get conditioned, like, I ain't looking up for air. This is my team. These my dogs who I got on the field with me. So I'm going this way. So, you know, but I do think that needs to change. I do think that there are opportunities for like brothers like us to open up dialogue, have conversations. Right. And then now you be able to kind of check the perspective that somebody else got that you might have never even talked to in a for real level.
Yeah, for real level.
On a for real level. We all talk surface. We can talk football and basketball and sneakers and Jordans and all that shit, but not that. Let's take it a little deeper and talk about vision, right? Because vision is what make it happen. When we think about our city, bro, it's opportunities. Right. There's people coming from Cali and New York and coming here buying real estate and buying stuff up right up under our noses and then renting it back to us. So we just got to stop doing that and allowing people, we got to value the things that are around us and then do something about it versus complaining about stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right. I definitely hate complaining.
So this is what I know. I know that if you have the people to do these things that you talking about with coming together, all we need to do is have a system in place.
Love it.
And then you can create people, so we can make people.
That's.
So now it's time to actually
give me some.
Now
dog.
we have to make people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use the knowledge and information with a lot of the stuff that he does with his area of expertise in real estate, mortgage, and we're gonna use this stuff and we're gonna make new people. So all of the people who's trying to get into real estate, create some type of financial wealth, some type of systems,
Right.
anything, like this is one of the people who you need to come talk to.
Facts.
And you already know where we're at, so we're finna try to make
I think it's exposure, dog.
Yeah, and another thing I would say is everybody has to at least respect their position.
Boy, I was finna say that. Everybody want to be the boss.
Because if you can respect your position, you will end up being where you want to be at. Because, like, I always tell people, man, if y'all be seeing the chessboard, man, everybody was a pawn first.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was a pawn till they got across that side and changed.
Mm-hmm. That was
know what I
big
mean?
right there.
And people don't ever look at that. They just want to start from the top. And then, even if you get a magical boost in life where you can be, you got the finances to be a boss, that definitely don't mean you are a boss.
Agreed.
I said the other day, somebody X their mama out to walk in somebody else's shoes that they can't even fit.
Boy, that's heavy. Boy, say that one. Can you say that one more time?
Man, you don't know what them shoes like, man. You got to experience what it is that you think you ready for.
You think you ready for it.
That's
exactly.
it. That's it right
A
there.
whole lot
man.
of thinking going on.
Right.
Because you got to know.
Right.
But so I kind of define it like this, bro. It's you can't necessarily be a leader till you know how to serve, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm prior military, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that actually helped me be the person I am right now. Like graduating out of Columbia High, bro, I was a knucklehead like hell. So going in the military kind of helped me with understanding responsibility, accountability, being on time, and showing up where you need to be, right? But also one of the bigger things that it taught that I still apply to my life is I'm a servant first, right? And so if you understand how to serve, then you ain't really tripping on like the so quote unquote title of being a boss, because you just realize that ultimately you're a servant of the people, right?
Right.
And it's like what's called being a servant leader. So you can have more people follow you when you a servant than trying to act like a boss, because you rub people the wrong way because it come off arrogant.
Right.
Because you can't even hear somebody else's perspective or even hear what they own because you too busy trying to flex like you the boss. But if you can actually put yourself in your shoes, like I don't have to wear your shoes, but I have to at least be able to hear your perspective and understand where you coming from. Right. So now it winds up pulling the best out of you and me. Mm-hmm. If I can just stop talking for a minute and hear where you coming from.
Exactly.
Cause like, yeah, it's one thing to drop knowledge. It's one thing to say, okay, bro, like this is what time it is. You ain't been down this road yet. But that don't mean that just because I went down the similar path, it don't mean that that's your journey. So help me understand your journey, and it might be something that you got that ain't gonna ever come on the lane that I did based off of who I was. So my path was way harder based off of the shit I do.
Right.
But if we can actually talk about it, now you don't have to come down the same road and do what I did. You can extract the lessons and the blessings out of that, apply it to your situation. Now you winning better because you ain't got the same pitfalls. And we can just talk and build.
Right.
Instead of judging each other, bro. It's really, collaboration over competition. Yo, we compete with each other too much, man.
Man.
We compete with each other too much. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You see somebody fresh, they driving a whip. Like, first thing you do is be like, a lot of times your face turn up in the South. Like,
and see, I think that's kind of where you go back to kind of you being a servant first.
Facts.
Because you being a servant, you're not necessarily trying to be served.
Well,
Correct.
actually, as a servant, you're trying to gain knowledge too, as being a servant. You know what I'm saying? Because, in my reality of being a servant, I learned how to build different skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even learned how to be a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Big Ron did that. Shots out to Big Ron, Boodle Noodle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, from being a servant, I learned how to do a lot of that stuff.
Right.
So that's why I tell people, like, and if you actually knew what a boss is, you'd never know him.
Yes.
You would never know a boss. That mother riding around there with all that stuff, he a target.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a boss. If he was a boss, he wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, certain people, now I'm not talking about like super flashy and stuff like that, but like, you know, some people have on designer and you don't even know what they got on.
Correct.
And they just clean. They just got one of those, like my boy Andrew Tate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Clean.
He just arrogant. So you can see it, but you can see the persona in him, how it's almost like he don't need none of that. It's just his persona that make him like that and what he says.
Yeah.
So
the energy be big.
Right. So, but when it comes to everybody else, it's more of, if you on the surface, how can you handle all the technical business that's supposed to be going with being the boss and running this corporation and running this and running that?
Right.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that person ain't never seen.
Exactly. And you know, this is you don't necessarily have to put your hand to everything in order to know how to manage it. Right? So like the thing you said about Ron is funny. Like, I don't fix no. That's not where I'm at.
Man, you ain't, man.
At all.
Your nails, they ain't never been dirty in life.
But I'm cool. I'm cool enough and confident enough in myself to be like, that ain't what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, but I'm gonna call, bruh, cause listen, my car just made this noise. This light came on. What I need to do? What time I need to bring it up there?
Right.
So with having relationships, now I can call. And he'll be like, bro, like, you tripping. Do this right here real quick and wiggle this cord and then the check engine light off now. Right. But I can call, or I can not have a relationship and take it to the damn dealership and get charged $4 or $5 of something that I just did in 10 minutes by having the access to the knowledge of the person that got the experience to do it, because they've been doing it for their lifetime.
Right. Just like,
and it's the same trade-off. So like, he'll call me about what I do.
Right.
Cause I'm thinking about doing this boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'll pull up. Let's talk about it, and we'll talk about that. But I'm not trying to step in his lane. He's not trying to step in mine. But we can actually build something because we're not competing with each other.
That's like my cousin Travis. You know, he do his thing, and shouts out to him and Jay Wood.
My man.
Wood. You know, Jay Wood have your house looking like a
crispy, clean.
Man, I seen that food work. I was like, God, dog. Bro. And what I respect this, but that's why I say 10 people with money. This is what I'm saying.
Well, like, even one. That.
Yeah. Look at all these different people with a name.
Right.
These different entities. If we all invest into those entities and just keep the money circulating.
That's it, man.
Why you can't get that done though? That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's other races that do it.
Well, all of them do it.
It's kind of like a combination of what we all been saying. Like, everybody working together, playing positions, people specializing in what they do,
right?
And just working together,
right?
So it's kind of like we got the blueprint, and I feel like if you contact one of us or anybody kind of who we know of, we're going to kind of direct you in the direction of what it is that you need to do and get accomplished, what you feel like you need to get done.
Facts.
Right.
Facts. And honestly, bro, I think right now it's probably the best time ever for us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think
And you speaking about real estate.
I'm talking about all of it.
No, you talking about all of it.
I'm talking about all of it. I'm talking about working together.
Makes money.
Yeah, I'm talking about like when I look at my partners and dudes that like Jay Wood, man, Jay Wood and Kink and Snacks and all them boys. Like I remember them.
Shout out to Snacks.
Snacks, what's up, fam? Yeah. I remember them being
right.
You know what I'm saying? Teenagers.
They real reputable business.
You feel me?
Now.
But now, you know, they doing major things.
Right.
You know, Jay Wood we playing that St. Andrews Park together.
Shoot,
he waiting on the side to try to get on.
Even
you know?
with the music though, you got Mister that's doing real good that came from over here on the river with us.
Exactly.
Armor G, you know what I'm saying? They would shouts out to Bulletproof and shouts out to
all fam.
Money Made.
Right.
All
you know
fam.
what I mean? Like,
shout
but you see
boys.
how all that is there.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you glue it together is what I'm saying.
I think we just got to sit down and talk about it, man. I don't think that we in a place anymore where we are competing with each other. Mm-hmm. But I think we just kind of moving on our own time right now to where we just ain't had an invitation to sit down. And I think if we just kind of sit down, I think we can almost be on some Rock Nation brunch type energy around here.
Yeah, right. We just gotta understand who plays what part and stick to the people that is more inclined in that business, like the person that's really has made a mark that's like you.
Right.
We don't know nobody else that has made that mark in mortgage, real estate, finance. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, well, we gonna holler at you for that.
And if y'all do, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I said, like when it comes to
do our background checks.
There you go, my G.
Right.
We do those.
Exactly.
We just not just fucking with you.
Nah, ain't nobody got time to be fucking around like for no talking and shit. No, let's see if we can get it done. Yeah. But that's like my cousin Travis, man. I've seen this fool go from painting a house. Man, that man know how to build a house damn near.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you talking about one of the wildest dudes I ever met in my life. But now I know if I need something done, I can get him to do it because he got contractors and everything. He's just always been that smart.
Correct.
But those are the things that I be trying to get people to understand. Like, all right, you have it already. Y'all actually have it already.
Facts.
Like I tell people, you have to deal with the people that you think, well, that you know in your eyes, who is the top at what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if y'all got a tight enough relationship, I don't believe that they'll give you no wrong information.
100%.
So,
this is all that invitation, man. I think, like I said, once again, bro, I feel very confident. Mm-hmm. I feel very confident that if we had the opportunity to sit down, all of us that's doing major things in the city, across the city or whatever, in our own circle, if we was to sit down and talk about how to pool this stuff together, because I dabble in because I can do commercial real estate as well as regular real estate.
So is this something like venture capitalism?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Big word, venture capitalism.
Another word
Jerm
of the day.
Do not know how to spell that.
Venture capitalism.
Well,
like, he always saying some shit that I don't know how to spell.
Yeah.
All right. So we live in a capitalistic society, right? So it's all about making money, and the money actually dictate how you can move.
Okay.
Right. So when it comes to what we consider venture capitalists, is just having an inside plug and being able to convince people to do certain things your way. Mm-hmm. That's all venture capitalists do. Mm-hmm. They lobby.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So they know how to pool the resources together to get the project done. That's it.
Right.
See.
So if we can do that, right? Mm-hmm. Then we can be our own venture capitalists.
So you see where we at, y'all?
Yeah.
That's what kind of time we on.
So basically, to all y'all that we named today, all y'all get out your feelings and figure it out.
Right.
Or even out the people that we didn't name
and
too.
Those we didn't name.
Yeah,
right.
that we all know. You know what I'm saying? We all need to get out our feelings and figure it out. Cause I always looked at it, right? And I was like, you have it in front of you, man. It's just like, who's going to step outside of their ego to put it all together?
Yeah. The only time, a lot of things too, man. The only time that we actually kick it is around a tragedy or something like that.
Man, I was just about to say,
like we lose somebody. Now you get to see people. Are you celebrating a loss, an anniversary of a loss? You know, now you see people that you hadn't seen. Like, why can't we get together?
Thing, though. Now, you know, when I look at it, because that's how me and you got up to go ahead and get this done. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So that was a good thing. And that was one of my favorite people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe when I first met her, bro, she told me that I had some clean 13s on my Nissan Altima. Man, I fell out laughing. I couldn't, man. That mother, bro, about, hey.
Anthea Elmore, love you, baby.
Love you, baby. Love you. I'm talking about that, bro. I ain't never laughed that hard in my life. I was like 19.
So now when we talk about that, now it's like, okay, now we know, right? You got Wakanda, Black Panther. We feel good about that. We'll share that. We talk about it, right? Let's take the principles though. Let's just take the principles and the strategy is gonna be the strategy. Like just pull the principles out. Those don't change. Relationships, being honest, being a person of your word. You know what I'm saying? Show up where you need to show up and do what the hell you say you're gonna do. And if you do that, now we can rely on you. So if it's the three of us here and we talking about trying to do something, you got a part to play. You got a part to play 29. I do too. So as long as we just play our position, then that's how you win championships.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Bill
'Cause everybody can't be-
Belichick, just do your job.
Right.
You gotta have
I'm
a
a LA
center.
fan. I'm a Kobe LA fan, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
you don't
even
win
with that-
championships till you got you got some dogs on the team, and we know we got dogs in this city. Always rep this city, man. I love the Met. I don't want to be from nowhere else. Just to be real, but we got room for improvement, and I think that we there. We just gotta actually have conversations.
Yeah.
So I just kind of thought about it, and he was talking about shopping during the holidays earlier, and I know a lot of people take a lot of money during this time, and they kind of give it to stuff to where they probably won't even see their money back.
Right.
So I think we need to start doing stuff around this time of the year where we start doing stuff with each other and start pooling in these resources
I think that's
and
dope.
working together. So that way when we spend money this time of the year, we making it back.
I think that's dope as hell, bro.
Would
Yeah.
it be called? Would it be called investment giving?
Shit, I don't know what it's gonna be called. But
You
it
don't
sound
like
good.
Thanksgiving?
Shit, yeah, but no, the
Investment
idea,
giving, right? Would that be a
the-
good word?
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Nah,
I
see,
didn't
you ain't wanna
correlate the
give me
two.
that 'cause
I
you
didn't
like
even
it's just
correlate
the
it.
light skin and you don't
I'm
never
just-
want to
you know,
give me
my brain
anything.
don't work like that. I
Oh,
wasn't
okay, my
even
bad.
there yet.
My bad.
You had to give me a second.
Oh, okay, all right, my bad, my bad.
I got that.
My
I'm
bad,
with
my
you.
bad.
But yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
at.
I think that's a really dope idea to do something, because like when you talk about, you talk about spending, right? All right, so marketing, like with these companies market to us, because we don't have a lot of discipline in spending and stuff. Like the dollar don't even circulate in our community, but one time. Whereas one time, whereas when you're talking about other races of people, like that money gonna circulate. They gonna do business with each other. They gonna spend with each other. I ain't really gotta like you. Just come support your business, and that's what other races do.
Right.
As long as that person has a service that can get done to actually give me what I need, then I can spend that money with them. And if they have a misstep, I don't throw them away. That's what we do in our community. I might come to your spot, but if I gotta wait 3 minutes longer for my chicken dinner,
Ready to talk about you, boy.
bro, I ain't ever coming
Ready
back
to
here.
talk about
Man, the service was terrible. I ain't never pulling up back here.
And boy,
But you'll go to Roof Chris though and wait 3 hours to sit down
and get your head bust to the white
to the
meat.
white meat
Man.
And enjoy it.
and enjoy it
And yeah.
and
show-
boss up and take pictures
Hey, look, show your little.
and take pictures.
Don't show that little fuck ass receipt like nobody care about that nigga. You just got your head cracked for a little fuck ass steak. Now I ain't gonna lie, now they steaks do be good.
They,
now.
they are good. I
They
can't
be
even
good.
front. They busting.
But them boys, boy.
So,
Bust your head.
so is there anything you want to go over with him before we kind of wrap it up and tell these people where we can find him?
Oh yeah. I still got damn, you made me forget. I was just about to ask him right before you
Yeah, if he ain't said nothing, you had it. Huh?
Yeah, I was just because it was about what we was talking about earlier about building the kids' credit, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like what is a good age to like build a credit? Because I heard things about you could add them on your credit card.
Yeah, okay. All right, you can add your kid to your credit card to help them actually start to build credit before they, are of age, so they have a little bit of a leg up when they get started. I don't necessarily agree with that, because hell, you got to be disciplined enough because you can hurt them just as easy as you can help.
You're right.
So is it different methods that you might utilize to do stuff like similar to that?
Yeah. So I actually just have a conversation and I have money conversations with my kids. Right. So like we were talking earlier, my kids got Cash App. Right. Inside Cash App, there's a place where you can actually invest in stock. You can buy crypto, you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can buy regular stocks as well. So the conversation I had with my kids is like, okay, you get a little allowance, all right? So how can you make this money work for you? So we started talking about stocks, right? And I said, okay, go in your closet and let's do inventory of what you got. What's your favorite sneaker? What's your favorite sneaker brand? Right. Like one of my daughters rock Puma heavy. That's all she rock is Puma. Morgan, all she rock is Puma. So I'm like, okay, go count the amount of Pumas that you got in this closet. All right, so go buy stock in this because you're gonna go spend your money to buy the product. So own the company that produces the product. And we just went top to bottom like that. Like, they watch Disney Plus. Okay, I'm paying the subscription to Disney Plus a month, buy a stock with it.
Right.
Netflix, what kind of cereal y'all eat, And so it breaks it down to an elementary level where they didn't understand. I'm a consumer of certain things that I like. I'm gonna spend my money on these things, but I can twist that and I can be an owner of the thing that I'm spending my money in. Right. It's like like I got Nike stock, for example, and I started that simply because I didn't win a raffle one time. On I think it might have been the Flint 13s or something like that. It was something that Ron got, and I didn't get the sneaker. I didn't get the sneaker raffle. I was pissed. I had the money set aside to do it. Ron won it. I didn't get my size. I don't have the sneaker still. But I was like, you know what? I had this $200 set aside to get it. Let me buy a piece of stock with it. And I still, how you got the whole got 'em thing that you put on your story when you get the sneaker. I just took the same paper and just put it over there. I ain't do nothing different.
Right.
So instead of buying something that ain't gonna appreciate, sneakers gonna get beat up, somebody step on them in the club or something, you gonna fight over that. Let me just get the stock and let me just start building with that. And so that money then doubled up because I bought it at the right time.
Right. See, that's the things that I be talking about. Like, people don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll rather, and then just think about it like this. You might wear them shoes approximately in the whole year, maybe 20 times if you got multiple pair.
Exactly.
Probably 10, really, if you got multiple pair.
Right.
It depends on what color you got on.
Right.
So how actually useful are they? But that stock gonna make money all year around.
Correct. And like we was talking about outside we were talking about the strategy of when you buy. Like if matter of fact, let's put it like this. If they had, I don't know what your favorite Jordan is. Mine is the I like the threes. I like the black cement threes. That's probably my favorite sneaker. Right? So if they had the black cement threes on sale for $79.99, I would go buy 2 pair.
Okay.
Right? Same thing with stock. You buy low, sell high.
Right.
So it ain't a question about if I go in TLR and I see these Air Force Ones, these all white Air Force Ones that we all wear. If they on sale for $59, you're gonna buy 2 pair.
Right. You know you will.
Right. So but they gonna eventually be $100 again.
Right. So it's good to have a strategy and do some research.
Period.
And you're in the game.
You in the game, dog. So buy it low, sell high, and take a chance.
Yeah.
Take a chance. You ain't gonna know till you get in the game.
Right.
You got to get in the game on some level. So whether that's trying to buy a house, then come see me and my team. Let's get the application done. We're gonna tell you exactly how to get there if you want to get started in a career in real estate. Like researching and figure out what you got to do it, because it's people around that can help you with that.
Yeah. And shout out to my homeboy Lonnie McDaniels. He helped me get my house too. He was a real estate agent.
Lonnie a good dude.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. Me and him go back to 5 all the time.
Lonnie a good dude.
Man, pick at me like it ain't nothing still to this day. But now he sounds so educated because he's a doctor. You know what I mean? So I be like, man, and it's crazy. That's why I say that, bro. Like, boy, I seen us come through a lot of stuff, man. Even with Lonnie, you know what I'm saying? Because Lonnie is like black and white right now. He totally a whole different person, bro. I'm talking about, I know him from little. But I say that you can change. It's all about who you is in life. Don't matter where you come from. I don't care if you done been through orphanages and all that stuff. You still have to make a decision in your life to be somebody that you want to be.
And I'm a end this like this before I get this to him, and we bring him back on for another episode. We're gonna do this again, and we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into some of this stuff.
Be honest, my boy.
The mindset, man. You can change the mindset, because the thoughts ain't yours. They ain't yours till you make them yours.
Exactly. So you own them.
So you can, say you own them. So own your thoughts. You own your thoughts, and then everything else will take off from there. But it start with the mindset. Thoughts are things.
That's big, man. Right. It's also about what you speak out your mouth too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It will come true, boy.
It'll manifest. Like, stop talking crazy
stuff
over your life, man. Stop being like, yo, I ain't gonna ever make it up out of here. I ain't gonna never do this, that, and the third. You know, that manifests. It starting in your mind, and then you don't stop it before you let it come out your mouth. Now you done set it in the atmosphere. Now, you know.
Yeah, because when you start in your mind, you see it through your eyes.
Right.
That's pretty much how that
stop talking
works.
crazy stuff out your mouth, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to wrap this show up, man. We'll have another episode next time. Man, I appreciate you coming out, bro. That was big for me.
Already, bro.
Tell the people where they can find you at.
Listen, it's Todd Simon on all social platforms. So IG, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can hit me there, DM me. My office is right off of Broad River Road. I'm right on the riverside, so I ain't hard to find. And it's not a closed book. So everything that I know, I'm gonna give free game to help my people win. It's that simple. I want to see my dogs win. I want to see y'all have wealth. I want to see us transition out of having a survival mindset to having a thrive mindset. Let's get this money and let's figure out how to win together, man. Simple.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, man.
We about to be out of here. Peace to the planet. Like
your
boy.
The planet.
Hey,
nigga said peace to the planet.
Peace to the planet.
Nigga
like
don't
your
know
boy,
the planet.
Brother Polite says.
You don't know the planet, nigga.
That's a Brother Polite line. All right, y'all.